Greetings, cohorts. My name is Will DeWitt, and my creative project reflects lightheartedly, I guess, the concern that I have about not enough women being involved as percussionists relative to men. And this humorous parody hopefully will explore some of those reasons, again in a lighthearted way. It's a parody based on Ernest Thayer's famous Casey at the Bat. I've called it Casey on the Set. The outlook wasn't rosy for the Mudville band this day. The concert far from over. One more hour yet to play. The brass players now were winded, the woodwinds much the same. Exhausted and depleted. Could they perform in pain? A struggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. Perhaps if Casey had a whack at that, their sore chops could recover as she rocked the snare, bass, and hi-hat. As you can see there, even Louis Armstrong gets winded from time to time, doesn't he? But Flynn despised young Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake. Her skills they secretly envied. Male egos were at stake. So on that stricken section, grim melancholy sat. No virtue or virtuosity with attitudes like that. But finally, Flynn relented, to the wonderment of all. Blake, too, checked his pride at the door to the hall and proposed the eventual solution for what should eventually occur. Not one or two, but 3 solos. Flynn's, his, and hers. From the patrons and performers, there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled over floor and stage. It shook the concert bells. It knocked upon the rafters, prompting every soul who came to clamor for a battle that would put all but the very best to shame. There was ease in Flynn's demeanor. He confidently took his place. There was pride in his bearing, superiority upon his face. In the spirit of self-indulgence, Flynn flipped and twirled his sticks. Incidentally, Vic Firth's were the ones that he had picked. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. "It's actually just rosin," he winked, while wiping them on his shirt, "to help maintain a death grip when I need to let it rip." Poised to win an epic match, a sneer formed on Flynn's lip. Formidable flammacues did diddle through the air as Blake stood by a-watching with mock approval there. Driven by Flynn's adrenaline, the tempo unheeded sped. "That wasn't my best," he'd later confess. "Tough luck," Jimmy said. Hope you guys enjoy my whiplash photos there. Moving on. From the audience, packed with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a taiko on a far and distant shore. "You're next, Blake. Let's go," shouted the conductor from the stand. "We all deserve to know if you're the best in Mudville's band." Blithely smiling to himself, Blake sat perched upon his throne. He adjusted its position. This show was his to own. Nodding toward his rivals, Jimmy's narcissism grew, but the pressure eventually overwhelmed him, and like Flynn, he stumbled too. "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands. An echo answered, "Fraud!" But one reproachful look from her. The audience was awed. They saw Casey's face grow stern and cold. They saw Blake's hubris wane. They hoped this last contestant wouldn't bring their ears more pain. Again a sneer curls Flynn's sour lip. Blake's countenance shows hate. Neither will accept defeat from Casey as his fate. Then stunningly the hits commence. She really lets it go. The spectacle is such that henceforth they'll forever truly know that all around this favored land her star still shineth bright. Drummers now play in tempo, and somewhere grips are light. And somewhere men stopped laughing. Everywhere women cheer, 'cause Casey proved to Mudville that she belongs right here.